Was I a little harsh on the Nock gun? Yeah, you definitely did. Well, time to find out. The Nock gun, perhaps one of the most divisive weapons in Get and Blackpowder, ranking just below the musket versus carbine debate, on how likely it is to start a flame war in the chat between nerds comparing range, reload time, damage, etc. Wait, what was I talking about again? Oh right. The Nock gun needs no introduction. It's the pinnacle of let's toss away any logic and reasoning and make a gun with the biggest boom possible. So here we are with the gun with a 20-second reload and 7 barrels that all fired at once. Fun fact, did you know that there exists a real-life version of the Nock gun with 14 barrels? Now instead of starting by reading stats, I'm going to start with the fun uses of this weapon. Fun as in, it looks cool but either doesn't give too much of an advantage or no advantage at all. Starting out with the least useful to the most useful, in my opinion. Skipping the hay bale part in San Sebastian sounds super overpowered, right? Wrong. While it is cool to see your teammates just skip that part entirely, you also kind of get yourself stuck in quite the predicament. If you're duoing, trioing, whatever, then this practically kills the run, as the game doesn't just let you simply skip objectives, and good luck getting back up there. Even doing this on regular servers kind of messes everyone up. Now there's one less guy to help everybody, and who's going to take out the massive hordes of zappers. One of the best things about this gun that I'll bring up a ton later on. And you're about as useful as that one guy who jumps off the wall and dies because of no hay bale. I mean, I guess you could try finding off the zombies that spawn down there. Oh yeah, there's a chance that you just die either way. Still cool though. Want to try TF2 rocket jumping but in Guts and Blackpowder? Now you can, just aim the opposite direction of where you're going, and let the knockback send you flying. Yeah, this is mildly useful, it's kinda cool, but it's kinda overshadowed by the real best way to use it. You can use the knockback to more easily get through the supplies part of COB, as the reload doesn't slow you down when you have 100 pounds of supplies, and you only have to load one bullet to have the knockback, I think. So yeah, this is the only actually useful, fun use of the Nock gun. Alright, now for the nerdy stuff. Now for me to tell you the stats of the Nock gun. The Nock gun does 250 damage, a 20-second reload, 7 pellets, and each pellet has a penetration of 10. And the max distance is 650. Now you can probably tell a certain issue with the Nock gun, and why a lot despise this gun. The reload. To be honest, I don't really know how I went from being fine with the carbine 6-second reload to being fine with the 14-second reload of the rifle, then now being fine with the 20-second reload of the Nock gun. But we'll get back to the funny reload time later. The range is right smack in between the musket and carbine's range, being at 650 studs. If you didn't know, studs are the Roblox unit of measurements, making one stud 0.28 meters, making the range of the Nock gun 182 meters. Also the damage. We'll get back to the damage later. Oh yeah, the penetration on this gun is 10, some say it's 11 though, meaning that if you pair that with the high damage, then this thing can easily shred through lines of zombies. Now, there's one last thing I probably should have mentioned about all those stats. That's just for one bullet. Firing all 7 bullets, each one doing 250 damage and going up to 11 zombies at a time, on a horde of shamblers is about, 1,750 damage. Jeez, this thing is good. Okay, I see that this gun can do some ridiculous amounts of damage, you may be thinking. But is there really a situation where I would need to spend 20 seconds reloading and need to deal 1,750 damage to a horde? In objective mode, there aren't really too many spots for that, except the Catacombs finale and the hordes that spawn in San Sebastian. But before we get into where the Nock gun really shines, there are some things that you should do when using the Nock gun. For one, don't reload all 7 bullets, like jeez. Yeah, so if you just quickly change to a different item and back to the Nock gun, then you can cancel the reload animation with however many bullets you already have loaded in. So in most situations in objective mode, you will really only need to load between 1 to 3, 4 if you have time, bullets to get the job done. Also, having a Pfeiffer makes reloading so much easier, making you 20% faster and making the 7-barrel reload go from painful to somewhat tolerable. Make sure you think your Pfeiffers. I mean, I can't because I'm on console and console doesn't allow in-game chat. Also, side note, because I know people are going to ask why in the comments, a Roblox game can't have too much blood in it to be on console, so the zombie blood gets turned to green when playing on console. Pretty cool of the G&B devs to go through the effort of changing that, and actually thanking the console players. Thanks. Oh yeah, and the reason I don't use shift lock, other than it not being on console, but actually being a camera setting instead, is because I prefer to see the front of my character. whether it's because I like the regimen I'm using or because I want to get intro shots that aren't just the back of my character. But I do use shift lock if I'm trying to play the game seriously, like say soloing Vardo, which I swear I will do someday. Probably not before the Vardo remaster comes out. Wait, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah. Yeah, you either love or hate the Nock gun, and I just think it's alright. Oh, silly me. I forgot one particular time where the Nock gun really does shine. Endless mode. Ah yes, where the Nock gun thrives. There's no way that you get hordes like these in objective mode. At first the Nock gun can easily be replaced by the blunderbuss, and I honestly recommend using that one early on. Usually the 5 shamblers that spawn at the beginning don't really need 1,750 damage to be taken out. Runners and bombers can be taken out even easier, but as time goes on, zombies will start to have more and more health. You may get one less kill each progressing round, but it's still pretty good until, oh shoot, there's zappers now. By the time that zappers spawn, I mean, what are you even really doing? That pea shooter you call blunderbuss ain't doing nothing against that tank of a zombie. This is about the time when the Nock gun players, either been using the blunderbuss or not doing much up until that point, really start firing. It's like they all go, "Men, our time has come to deal breathtaking amounts of damage upon the breathtaking amounts of zombies. It's been an honor serving with you lads." I just want to point out how this one lobby I joined, which I did start with a blunder in order to get footage, had 4 or 5 dudes with a Nock gun just at the back firing high damage bullets into the horde of the undead. Then they had one 5er there to make them reload much faster. They also kind of didn't fire all at once but at different times in order to cover each other while loading. Whether that was actual planning or people just shooting whenever they want is unknown to me, but it certainly worked. Alright, so I told you the fun uses, stats, and how this thing is on endless mode. What else is there really to talk about? Oh, yeah. Oh. No! Now, I'm going to keep this part short, because all that really changes is that zombies require more hits, and there are more zombies. So yeah, perfect for the Nock gun. And if you don't have the Nock gun, play on hardcore in order to get more franks and afford it easier. So a while back, I made a video talking about why the Nock gun, Delicious Leg, and Jack-o'-lantern was the worst loadout in the game. It was meant to be kind of funny and to show the absolute pain it was to even exist while using this loadout. But some people thought that I chose the Nock gun because I thought the Nock gun was bad. Now, I kind of did think it was bad back then. But I chose the Nock gun because it's not something you should use 100% of the time. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that using your melee with the Nock gun is probably a pretty good idea. And pairing it with the absolute worst melee in the game kind of brings both down. And yes, I did know that you don't have to reload every single bullet. I literally acknowledged that in the video. The reason I was doing that was because I was purposefully making the challenge harder. The whole point of the video was me suffering through that loadout. The only reason this video exists is because I want to apologize to the Nock gun and Georgian because I wanted to give this gun a second chance. Anyways. Overall, the Nock gun is alright most of the time, but in certain situations, it can be really, really good. I now prefer it over the blunderbuss, and would give the Nock gun an easy, I don't know, 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a while since my last video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. But seriously, that reload time, oh my god.